All right, guys, here we go. So this is the cylinder head installation on a DD15. Now the process is pretty much the same whether you're going to work on a DD15 or a DD13. Of course, a Freightliner Cascadia with the DD13 and a short nose is going to make things a lot tighter, so the approach has to be very, very different. Here we're working on a Cascadia, which is your traditional long nose or standard. I forgot which model Cascadia it is, but anyway, you're going to use a forklift. I definitely recommend getting some length on there. That way you have some room to move the cylinder head around. Okay, we like to approach it from the passenger side. You can come from the driver's side, but I find that sometimes a little more difficult. I don't know why. But anyway, if you have some of the accessories out of the way, that's going to be your best bet. Of course, get the expansion tank out of there. For us, it gives us that extra room that we need when we're kind of swimming around the cylinder head. And you're going to see that right there where my dad's at. The expansion tank is out, and it actually does give you that extra, I'd say maybe a foot or two, depending on how you're going to maneuver everything. Make sure you're not hitting the wiper arms up at the top. There we go. So we're lined up pretty good. Now we're going to lower it. And then just before it hits the shroud now, so you can see Tony's going to give me the sign to go ahead and start maneuvering that in towards the cab. There we go. Nice and easy. Now the way we have it, it's at a slight angle. So this way the lower end of the gear is actually dropped. So key on this thing, guys, is communicate, communicate, communicate. So you're going to see I'm a little too far to the driver's side. My dad's telling Tony, no, we got to go a little more the other way. Again, it's not a race. There we go. See, now we're kind of pulling back a little more towards, and now they're giving us a sign to go ahead, and there we go. Hold on. There we go. So now we're pretty much lined up where we need to be. However, we definitely got to get it down a little bit more and then towards the cab itself. So communication is key, guys. You don't want to damage anything on the truck. There we go. Nice and easy, guys. Nice and easy. So we're still a little too far over to one side. I think we got to go back a little more. Now you can use a couple different guides. My dad uses these old bolts that he cut the heads off as some guides. Those work really well. You could probably use about maybe 2, 3 of those, maybe even 4. Hell, you can even use some of the old head bolts. Again, whatever works for you guys. The engine block does have 2 dowels, one on the front driver's side and one on the rear of the passenger side. But those are pretty short and stubby, and sometimes by the time you figure out that you're not on center, you might damage the head gasket. The idea here, guys, is just take your time. You're going to see us right there kind of setting everything up. Now, my dad likes to go a little overkill, and that's fine. He's kind of a little more old school about it, so he'll put about 3, 4, sometimes 5 different guides in there. Now, why? Hey, who knows? But you're going to see that. There we go. So now they're just going to go and do that. I'm going to go around the back end over there of the engine block and making sure there's no harnesses or nothing else getting pinched. Every now and then a hose or some shit just kind of gets in the way. So just to kind of see what we're doing there. Okay, guys, here we go. So now we're going to go ahead and start to lower the cylinder head a little bit further. We have a few more guides in there, but you're going to see that things start getting in the way. So I was letting my dad know, hey, that harness is kind of rolling itself and tucking underneath the cylinder head. Now, typically what I like to do, and for some reason I guess I just didn't do it, is I like to kind of zip tie the harness away, away from the engine, and that way you're just not going to create any damage. So at this point now, my dad and Tony have a few more guides in there, a few more studs, or whatever the hell you want to call them. I think it's a bit overkill. You don't need so many, but again, old school guys do it their way, and that's fine. Whatever, it works. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and lower that in there. Now it is coming down at a slight angle. I like to kind of make sure it's leveled out. See, I'm kind of pointing out to my dad, like, hey, Dad, we got to come down a little more on this end, so it's a little more, even. Sometimes the rear, because of the angle and the approach, well, it's going to come down at a slower angle. See, so now we're going to go ahead and recommend we even things out. My dad's making sure in the back there's nothing getting stuck. Again, that stupid harness is just kind of getting in the way. So we're going to go up a little bit, ease up off the tension. You're going to see that right now. So I'm just explaining to my dad what I see. Because again, what one person sees on one end is different than the other. There we go. So see, now it's evened out. And then we're going to go ahead and start to lower that nice and even. Again, my dad going for another little guide there. He's going for the overkill, which is fine. Whatever. I don't care. I mean, it just, as long as we're all on the same page and we're all communicating. So you're going to see that there. Again, freaking harness is in the way. We're going to go ahead and lower that. There we go. Nice and even. We're going to apply a little more pressure. You're going to see Tony kind of give it that little shake. That'll get it on the dowels and you're done. All right, guys. And just like that, the cylinder head is installed. So now the good thing is we're going to get everything out of the way. My dad's going to give you the A-OK, guys. Appreciate you watching. Have yourself a great day.